My name is and this movie is about immigration and poverty. Poverty launched in Washington state since the psychiatry took in effect. In 1986, I immigrated with my 11-year-old baby in Washington state as a political refugee. And the welfare department paid us $340 for 2 people. When I had the second child, for 3 people they were paying us $500. For the SSI, which is Social Security income, for the disabled they pay $600 a month plus food stamps and full medical coverage, which according to them it's one level up. It's a privilege to be disabled in Washington state. In 2007, I applied for Social Security disability benefits secondary to physical pain, and I was misdiagnosed with a psychiatric diagnosis instead of physical. From the time of the application, which was January 2007 until September 2007, there was a waiting period. All this time I was homeless and no income. When it was approved, I was given only $814 from an income of $340,000 earned in 6 years. I had more than 20 points in Social Security taxes. By the time of the approval, I was expected to buy my own medical insurance. A patient with a psychiatric diagnosis code and no medical insurance, that is a big question, with a question mark and exclamation mark. 2 years later, 2009, the Social Security office approved me for Medicare. Actually, they forced me to buy Medicare. Medicare was not covered 100%. I had to pay about 10 to 15% in medical bills and no dental or vision covered. Up to date, I still have no vision or dental covered, and I still have to pay 15% of all medical bills. During the disability process, I worked twice, temporarily. The first time I worked 2 months and a half, and I earned about $15,000. And my Social Security was increased by $60 a month. Second time I worked 2 months and a half and I earned about $13,000 and my income was increased only $22. Based on a video test from the internet on Social Security, I was told that in order to receive $400 a month, you would have to have an income of $380,000 in earned income, which I do. As an example, one of my acquaintances who never had work history earns about $760 a month plus $130 food stamps. This individual is treated under Medicare insurance and DSHS medical coupon, which means he has full coverage, full medical coverage. Including dental and vision. I don't. and the medical bills keeps piling up. I don't know what else to say, other than the fact that ever since I ended up on Social Security disability, I was constantly homeless. And I am anemic and in a great deal of pain, daily pain. It's not hard, it's not easy to carry all this information with you. Once you end up on Social Security, your information changes. Totally. Not for the better, but for the worse. There is lots of information unprocessed and with no use in society. No applicable use in society, I may say. We are stagnant because we have no rights in society or no access. There are no jobs for these disabled people. No job opportunity and no education. Recently, my driver license has been unfairly suspended because of medical reasons, when in fact I was homeless and sleeping in my car for 3 months. Another difficulty I encountered was because I burned $5 Romanian euro, which was a non-flammable piece of paper. I was arrested and taken to jail, where I was taken a mugshot on a virtual picture. Shortly after that, this information popped up on the web browser if you search under my first and last name over the internet, that I have a criminal record and I was taken for a mugshot, where at the jail there was no investigation and no interrogation. I was held there for about 3 hours and then was taken to the emergency room, or from there I was sent to the emergency shelter, a very unhealthy place. And all this because of poverty and unwillingness of the government to pay these people that are in such a great need. When Social Security was invented, it was the greatest thing on earth, and still is. Deep respect for it. But it's not what it seems to be, with the psychiatry into power and the police workforce to handle the misfortunate. I may say trafficking these people between one to another. But I myself consider a special individual because I am of a different special status in this country, and that is that of an immigrant. I'm not just an ordinary person. I am an immigrant and a refugee, and always will be. I came here with high hopes for the future for myself and my own children, but they're all been shattered, cut off. My nursing license has been suspended because of the creation of the medical records, which is an elite of group of people that are in business to do just that. In addition to that, the Department of Health came up with a media attack against me over the internet, where they call me batshit crazy and the crazy, consider me a national threat, them to be them to be the CIA, and the fact that I was controlled by electromechanical pulses, which literally do not exist, and never made such statement. These were their invention to discredit my name and to use a cheap lying method which is typical to psychiatry, and is to destroy somebody's reputation. Another thing is, I mentioned earlier about DSHS that they still pay $340 to a mother and a child. Well, to an SSI, which is a Social Security income, they pay $600 plus full coverage medical insurance, which is indeed a privilege to be a disabled in the state of Washington. A comment I want to make here. The reason I burned the Eurodollar, the Euro-Romanian dollar, was because Romania currently has two currencies. One is the Romanian RON and one is the Eurodollar. The Eurodollar is for the rich and the RON is for the Romanian poor. But Romania doesn't have poverty as the Washington state does. They do have problems, but of a different nature. I guess here I can conclude what I had to say. There is a role play within my file, within the department, where they manipulate my medical records into the Medicare system without sending me medical bills in time, in order to meet the spend down with the DSHS, in order to provide me with a medical coupon where I could have full medical coverage. This is a tactic. Why are they doing this to me? I hope we all can find out someday. If you search, I strongly encourage everyone to search under the web browser, under their first and last name, and see what pops up. If you search under my name, you'll see lots of bad things, but also good things that were posted by me. Not many people end up with a public record by somebody who has tons of people to do just that, to ruin and discredit people's life in society by means of telecommunication and the internet. As up to date, the only thing I conclude is that my civil and human rights have been violated. And that's all. Thank you for listening.